Hello again. So this is another video where we've got some more DDR models to have a look at. And again, it's in that brand that I just can't quite get the pronunciation right. I'm sorry about that, but Schicht, I think it is. What you can see here is we have 5 different coaches to have a look at, which I think is quite rare. They're all boxed. You can see that one of them over here is not looking too good. It's had a bit of shelf wear, possibly some water damage, which is a bit of a shame. This one on top is slightly different as well to the other 4. But we're going to have a look at all these coaches today and see what we've got inside. Now, I do know that these coaches are all ČSD, which is the Czech Republic. I did a review just recently of some other Schicht models in a different design of box. I think it might be actually a newer box than these ones. So I'm making a guess that these boxes are a little bit older. Anyway, let's get these open and we'll take a look. I'm going to start off with the mystery box. It's different than the others, but I'm not quite sure why that is. It does say VEB Prefo Werk 2 Model Ban. I'm not exactly sure what that means. It's a bit of a mystery, but it definitely looks like a Schicht box like the rest of them. On the end here, we have the Prefo Dresden and some other writing as well. And this number here, which I don't really know what that means. Maybe this is a price, but I'm guessing that this Riesig Wagon DR AB4GE. So here we have this model out of the box, and you can see that it is a coach and it's ČSD, and this is a design of coach which we've had a look at before on this channel. In just the last video I did a review of 3 coaches from this kind of style. This one seems a bit different in that it doesn't have the silver roof of the other ones, it's just got a grey painted roof. And it feels a bit lighter as well. It's almost like the weight is missing out of this. Anyway, looking at this end of the coach, it's very similar to what we've seen previously in that it's got this added part here along with a kick down plate and these clear red lights here, which I'm going to make the assumption they don't light up, and then the glazing on the doors there. And as we look down the length of this coach, it's got some really nice wording all the way down here. It's quite a tall looking coach because it doesn't have the black part down here like some coaches have. It's green all the way down. But that allows for us to have quite a slab-sided coach, but have a lot of opportunity to add graphics onto it. And you can see that's been done here in this kind of cream colour. There's lots of words and graphics as we move down, including the ČSD logo and the running number here in the middle. And as normal with these coaches, you can see that the windows have these silver surrounds, which are really nice. And then some of them, like these 2 here, are moulded as if they've been opened by the passengers, which is really quite nice. Underneath, these bogies are slightly different to what I've seen previously in that they don't have the metal stud here and the springs. They just look as though they've been plastic push fitted in. And now we've got NEM pockets as well, instead of the metal couplings of previous ones. So these are obviously newer coaches, but I feel as though they've been made to a bit of a budget because it feels a bit light. We've got the screw here holding it in just right here, but we've got a different one at this point up here. So I'm not sure whether this has been taken apart before. Okay, well, it just fell apart there, so that was quite easily taken apart. There's nothing actually holding this together. And here you can see that it has the typical kind of orange plastic interior. I don't know why they've decided to do this. It's not very convincing, and it would definitely benefit from being painted. It is indeed a compartment coach, as you can see here, but it doesn't have any lighting at all. And as we look a bit closer to these bogies, you can see that there's no facility to have pickup either. So this has obviously been made in a kind of budget way. So it just pushes back together. What I've noticed is that there really isn't anything holding this coach together, so that's quite a shame. It does feel as though they've cheapened this a little bit. Anyway, that's just the first coach. We've got 4 more to go, so let's have a look at the next one. So this is in the box style of the other 4, and we've got the details of the coach here. You can see again that it's Czech Republic ČSD. On this one we do have the studs and the spring holding the bogies on. We do have the facility for a pickup, and we have these metal couplings as well instead of the NEM pockets. So this one, it does look as though it's got lighting inside and it does feel heavier. So possibly this is an older version to the one we've just seen. And just looking underneath here, the brake gear that we've got here seems to be an extra part that's added on. It's more pronounced on this model than the other one. It does look as though it's maybe missing something here, or maybe this chassis is used for some other models too. You can see that the bogies have the Schicht logo on them. And if I just compare it to the first coach, you can see that the brake gear here on the first coach is a little bit less defined, and it looks as though it's been moulded into the chassis as a one piece, whereas the one we've just opened has it as a separate piece. But they do look very similar, these 2 coaches. There is a bit of writing difference on the one at the top, but they're both second-class compartment coaches, so I'm not quite sure why the one at the top's got all the writing on it. Let's have a look at the next one. So again, a very similar box. I think we might have the same kind of coach in this one as well. So this one seems to have come with a random piece of cardboard. I'm not quite sure what that's for. But this one is different because this is a first class coach. Now, again, it's compartment, but you can see that it has a number 1 here and this yellow stripe running the whole length of the coach. It's got some different graphics on the side. Obviously, the running number as well is different. And you can see that the glazing is different as well because we've only got one window that's open and it's open a bit more than on the second class. This one features the stud and spring setup with the bogies for the pickup and the metal coupling as well. So this obviously has lighting as well. It also has the silver roof here. The other ones had the grey roof. So it looks as though this has been painted a little bit more. Let's have a look at the fourth one. So this box is looking in a bit worse condition compared to the others. This end is missing a flap on it and it's just been taped across, whereas the other end has nothing at all, but you can see the polystyrene tray. So let's open this up and have a look. So it's a similar coach, but this time we've got a first and second class composite coach, with this end being first class with the cream bar running across the top there, and then no cream bar on the other end where it has the second class. It's another compartment coach with the same bizarre orange moulding inside, and we have one open window on this one. And again here we have the stud and spring, the metal coupling, and the nicely added on extra brake parts there as well. It's another solid coach here to add to the rake. It's looking pretty good so far, so let's open up the final one. So this is the one that has a bit of damage on the box, and it looks like it has the same model inside, another CSD coach. So let's get this open up and have a look. So what we have here is just another second class coach. It's identical to one of the other ones that we've looked at already. So that's the last of the 5 coaches. Well, here we have all the coaches and they all look pretty good, I think, in my mind. You can see an obvious difference here in that the ones that have first class on them have the silver roof. All the rest have this grey painted roof. That could be prototypical, I'm not 100% sure. But one thing that is very noticeable is the one at the end over here is the lighter of the 5. It's got more graphics on it. However, it doesn't have the pickup from the bogies and they're attached not as well as the other 4. I'm making a guess then that that one is a newer one that's been made cheaper. It's got the NEM pockets as well. And these ones are more vintage and older. So let's put what I think is an older model onto the scales and compare it to the lighter, newer one. This is a standard second class one, which is 167 grams. So this one I think is the newer one and it comes in at 139 grams, so a little bit lighter. So this collection of coaches has turned out to be pretty cool, I think. I'm really impressed with 4 of these coaches. They look really great for their age. But then I think the newer one is maybe indicative of maybe cost cutting on these models and it's been made a bit cheaper. Okay, it does incorporate the NEM pockets, but I think you're compromising for what you get for your money. These are vintage models and I think they still stand the test of time. Certainly the older ones I think are really cool. They seem to have an air of quality about them which the more modern one doesn't seem to have. And as such, I think they would be great to add to your collection. But if you had a choice of which ones to buy, then I think this one is the one to avoid. It may actually be priced a little bit cheaper, but I think it's worth spending the extra. So you want to have a look out for this box when you're thinking about buying these models for your collection, because these ones will be just a little bit better inside the box. But you might want to check just inside to make sure it's got the right one in here, and you'll know the difference because it's got the little studs on the bogies, and that means it's got the pickup as well. So it'll be a little bit heavier and I think a bit better quality. It's worth the extra pennies, I think. So I'll put one of these on the turntable so you can see all the way around. I certainly enjoyed having a look at these old vintage coaches. I hope you did too. If you did, please give this a thumbs up. It really helps this channel grow, and you can subscribe for more videos about model railways and even real railways as well. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See ya.